Finding yourself the prey in the talons of an owl on a dark night is a gruesome affair. The owl will rip you to pieces or eat you whole. Then it will digest you later to spit up a compacted pellet of what was your fur and bones. Then the owl kicks back, rolls itself a cigarette, and smokes it while listening to the wolves howl. This is the smoking owl. My sister Penny was always afraid of the upstairs, the top floor below the attic level in our house. She never went up there at night. Our main conversation every night went something like this. Penny would say, "Buffy, go upstairs and find me my white sweater, black jeans, and leather jacket." The clothes items would change from night to night, but I was always asked to get her things. But she would not go up without an adult after dark. Then I would say, "Why can't you get them?" And Penny would say, "Because there's something up there." My reply being, "I sleep up there and nothing has happened to me." And then Penny, "Just wait someday, it will." Okay, I will admit, it is creepy as hell up there. I will give you the layout. There are 2 rooms that lead into each other. There's no hallway. And there is an attic above and one on each side. The house is well over 100 years old, and there is a banister over the stairs, but it is closed off by a door. I remember Penny coming home from dates, and before she would take her boyfriend upstairs, she would send him up with a flashlight to check the closets and under the beds, even though I was in one of those beds. Once when our mother asked why she would not sleep upstairs in her room, she rattled off numerous reasons. Penny would say, "You can see small lights come out of the closet, and you can hear footsteps and heavy breathing in the attics, and there is always a sense of being watched a little too closely." My reply, "That is ridiculous. I have never seen or heard anything. You should stop letting her sleep on the couch every night." And then my mom would say, "She's okay. She can sleep where she wants. She's not hurting anything." I think my mom knew, but since nothing was bothering me at the time, she overlooked it. Better to have 1 daughter on the couch than 2 daughters. I even took this problem to my dad, being as he was always on my side and mom seemed that she was always on Penny's side. Eventually, my sister got married and moved out when she was 18 and I was 11. Then I guess the ghost or whatever it was thought it was my turn. My experience with the attics is that I would hear stomping, and it was not in just one attic, it was in all 3. There were whispers in the closet, like 2 children having a conversation. The conversations I overheard were from talking about dolls sometimes. They were trying to figure out what happened to someone named Uncle Duffy. And sometimes it sounded as if they were discussing how they could run away. I did not get a bad feeling from the girls in the closet. I was always being watched all day and all night and lived in a constant state of panic. When I was upstairs, every nerve was on edge. The worst thing was this big black shadow in the middle of the night asking where Penny was. The voice wasn't the voice of a kid. It sounded like it came from someone who had smoked 4 packs of cigarettes a day for 50 years. The black shadow asked after my sister 6 times almost every night. When I would not answer out of fear, the shadow would throw things at me. Such things being books, figurines, and even pictures. Then it was my turn to sleep on the couch. And then I understood my sister. It wasn't an excuse. She actually heard these things. I never understood why I didn't until after Penny moved out, and I was bullied by this ghost or whatever it is. That's what this entity was. A bully. Something that always had to have power over us, the young, powerless sisters that lived in the home. Fast forward 2 years, after Penny was gone, she had her own home. My oldest sister, Jeannie, couldn't afford the house she was renting due to being in the middle of a divorce. She brought her 3 kids and moved in with us. Jennifer, who was 5, Kevin, who was 3, and Amanda, who was 2. This meant Jennifer would be staying with me, and we were both expected to sleep upstairs. We were woken up all the time by stomping, and when Jennifer, the 5-year-old, would start to cry from being scared, I would tell her it was because the house was old. And that's what old homes did. They settled at night, which is exactly what my mom always told me when I heard odd noises in our home. Jennifer's 6th birthday rolls around, and my mother buys her one of those creepy clown dolls. You know, the ones with a plastic head, a wire body under its clown clothes, and has the most insanely evil laugh. That clown was always going off by itself at night, never during the day. One night I decided I had had enough, so I got out of bed and went over to take the batteries out. But when I opened the battery pack, no batteries were inside. I told my mom and older sister, but no one cared, or they thought it was an overly active imagination. Penny believed me. So the next day I got up and threw it in the attic, but it would still go off in the middle of the night. Then one day I came home and the doll was out of the attic and sitting on a chair across from my bed. When I asked who put it there, nobody knew. We ended up burning that doll. Penny came and burned sage in our home. Now that I'm grown up and my kids who like to stay with my mom always tell me that there are things being moved around and that their chargers are being jerked from the wall, I still feel that it waits to the day for Penny to come home. Maybe because she feared it the most, I don't know, but I know that that bully brought me a lot closer to my sister, whom I couldn't possibly live without now.